A major update on if The Rock will appear at the Royal Rumble next week. Plus, speaking of the Rumble, Cody Rhodes will be competing in the men's Rumble match. But why did WWE decide to spoil his return? We've got details on that. Plus, surprises at the Royal Rumble. There are going to be aplenty, and WWE reportedly is very happy with the surprises they have planned. Naomi, could she be coming back to WWE soon? We've got the latest on her WWE status. Has the cover art and release date for WWE 2K23 now finally possibly been leaked ahead of a reveal in a couple of weeks' time? The tag team titles reportedly have been split, and we've got more details as the reason to why. The ratings are in for this week's edition of NXT. Kofi Kingston also gives an update on how long he's got left on his WWE contract, and why has independent wrestling events been removed from WWE and Peacock. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of world wrestling, entertainment, and the great one, The Rock, the most electrifying man of all of sports and entertainment. There has been speculation about if he could be making a return to WWE. Could he be showing up at the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw this coming Monday night? Could he be at the Royal Rumble? Could he win the Royal Rumble? Will he face Roman Reigns on one of the nights of WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Well, possibly, maybe, we still don't really know, but Dave Meltzer has given a bit of an update saying that The Rock might be unlikely to return to WWE. Here's an update. There has been an update to the possibility of The Rock appearing at WWE's Royal Rumble event on January 28th at the Alamo Dome. In the new issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer addressed Dwayne Johnson's status following the release of new Rock merchandise. Now, with this new merchandise that dropped, brand new merchandise with the Brahma Bull logo on, a lot of people thought, is this the indicator? Is this the key? Has it been let slip that the Great One is returning to WWE? Of course, the answer always is in the toys and the merchandise. But Dave Meltzer says, don't read too much into it. Dave Meltzer writes, quote, "Those close to the situation have noted WWE coming out with new Rock merchandise, but said that is more related to the 30th anniversary of Raw," end quote. Meltzer would then go on to discuss plans for The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania in April, saying, quote, "We were told that unless he changes his mind in the next days, since a deadline for Mania plans is coming, that he's indicated he won't have time to get into the kind of shape he feels he needs to be in to do a main event match with Roman Reigns, but kept the door open for something in the future. Of course, it is a possibility that it's something being kept secret from everyone. WWE has always had a backup direction this year, given they were aware Johnson was not a sure thing for some time, and as time went on, he didn't agree, felt the likelihood had lessened. I don't know that he's officially turned it down, but the only indication is that it was considered less likely than a few months ago." Of course, Dwayne Johnson remains one of the busiest men in Hollywood, with other business interests beyond a deal with WWE. Meltzer concludes, quote, "Johnson right now has different projects going on, most importantly the launching of the XFL, which debuts the weekend of February 18, and he will be very heavily involved with the promotion of the league. He had said he would need to have training time to be able to get into ring shape. So his decision comes down to his belief of having adequate time to prepare." Johnson had recently commented on the potential sale of WWE, calling his former home a, quote, "very attractive company." When I read that and when I see those quotes, I still say I don't think Meltzer is totally sure. I think that's speculation. I don't think it's fact. Especially, someone's not sure when they say he's given indications that he didn't have enough time to get in shape, but then the next line is, but it could be kept a secret, so who knows? So I think that's Dave Meltzer covering every aspect of it. Don't be shocked if The Rock shows up on Monday Night Raw on the 30th anniversary for that Every Generation of the Bloodline segment. Don't be shocked if The Rock shows up at the Rumble. Don't be shocked if The Rock wrestles at WrestleMania. But at the same time, as Meltzer says, my feeling is that it's not going to happen. And because we've done this dance a million times. We've done it so many times of the year leading up to WrestleMania. It's The Rock's going to wrestle, The Rock's going to wrestle, The Rock's going to wrestle. We get to December, January time. What happens? It's he's too busy, or he doesn't have enough time, or this, that, and the other. And I feel like that's going to be the same situation this year. I really do. It feels like it would be the perfect scenario for him to return. The Roman Reigns storyline, every generation of the bloodline on Raw, WrestleMania's in Hollywood. Yes, he's involved in the XFL, but it's not a movie project, so he's not contractually obligated to be tied down in one place. But It does feel like it's more and more unlikely. We'll have to wait and see. We're going to get answers seemingly in the next 7 days or so, particularly for Monday Night Raw, particularly for the Rumble as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But Meltzer's saying, as of right now, the chances that it looks unlikely are more in favor than the chances of the Great One showing up at the Rumble in the Alamo Dome. One person we do know is going to be at the Rumble, of course, is the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. Now, some were questioning, why did WWE spoil the announcement or spoil the scene, what could have been a historic Royal Rumble moment? Why did they spoil that Cody Rhodes was going to be in the Royal Rumble match? Well, of course, Cody Rhodes announced that he will be returning to WWE at the Royal Rumble on January 28 at the Alamo Dome. Having been absent from in-ring competition since Hell in a Cell in June 2022, Rhodes had undergone surgery to a completely torn pec muscle he had going into the event and has been rehabbing ever since. The return announcement was made on the January 16 episode of Monday Night Raw with a video package charting his recovery as part of his announcement. It was recently revealed that Cody's return was announced because it was expected to happen by many fans, many publications, many YouTube channels, everyone knew that Cody was going to come back at the Rumble. Now Dave Meltzer has provided more detail about the return in the new issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Meltzer states, quote, "Rhodes has been training in Orlando to get ready. We were told that he was not cleared as of when his name was announced, but the fact it was announced tells me it's just a formality. Rhodes has been preparing for his in-ring return at the WWE Performance Center, with Carmelo Hayes and Joe Gacy being reportedly handpicked by Rhodes to work alongside him." I think it's quite interesting, certainly, that officially Rhodes hasn't been cleared to compete, but he's been announced. But given the fact that the Rumble's 8 days away, he's going to be cleared. Cody Rhodes is going to be wrestling. We're not going to see ourselves in a situation where the day before the Rumble, it's, he went for the test, now he's not cleared. We don't know what we're going to do. Cody Rhodes is going to be in the Rumble. Chances are Cody Rhodes is going to win the Royal Rumble match. So I think that it was smart by WWE, I think, because, again, you don't want these things to be predictable. Heading into the Rumble last year, it was predictable, these surprise returns. Ronda Rousey had been heavily reported to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and guess what? She showed up, she won it. Brock Lesnar, there was a feeling, certainly, that he could be in the Rumble after losing to Lashley. That's what it kind of felt like, and they were going to go down this route of a winner-takes-all match at WrestleMania or something like that. So I think that it's a good thing. I compared it to a Triple H 2002 kind of scenario. The only thing missing is the Cody Rhodes Raw return. And I wouldn't be shocked, as I mentioned before, I would not be shocked if Cody Rhodes does make a surprise appearance this coming Monday on Raw. Because not only do I think it's a situation whereby it's Cody Rhodes, the WWE basically saying to the fans, tune into the Rumble, you're going to see Cody Rhodes. But I also think it's a case of WWE maybe trying to throw fans off the scent of Rhodes actually being at Raw on Monday. Because the expectation is he was going to be at the Rumble. We've now been told he's going to be at the Rumble. But nobody thinks he's going to be at Raw because everyone thinks he's going to come back at the Rumble. So I think we could see a situation where Rhodes makes his surprise return on the 30th anniversary of Raw. And then we see his in-ring return at the Rumble. That, to me, would be the better way to do it. I don't know that that's what they're going to do. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, of course, as I mentioned, this has led to some speculating that because they've announced what many consider to be a big surprise in Cody Rhodes, could WWE have other surprises up their sleeve planned for the Rumble event? Now, the Royal Rumble is just over a week away, and it's one of the most exciting days in WWE's calendar. The Rumble is one of the most exciting times of the year due to the number of surprise appearances that take place during the two Rumble matches. One surprise entrant had been speculated for a while was Cody Rhodes to make his return during the Men's Rumble match following his torn pectoral muscle last June. However, Cody's entry into the match is now no longer a surprise, as WWE officially announced the American Nightmare's return to the match on this week's edition of Raw. As I mentioned, the decision to announce Rhodes had led to a lot of confusion amongst fans who expected WWE to keep Cody's return unannounced. WrestleVotes on Twitter asked a source in the company the reasoning behind announcing Cody for the match ahead of time, and they were told that the reason was due to nearly everyone expecting Cody's return, but also because they are, quote, more than pleased with the other surprises lined up for the show. They tweeted, quote, asked a source the reasoning behind Cody's Rumble return being announced as opposed to a surprise. Source said it's twofold, one being that nearly everyone expected it to happen already, and two, source states they are, quote, more than pleased with the other surprises that are lined up. So given the fact that they're more than pleased and they're happy to show their hand as Cody Rhodes, what could be bigger? What could be more surprising than that? Feel free to speculate in the comment section below. One name that could be a surprise in the women's match is Naomi. Now, Naomi, we've got a bit of an update about her because, of course, lots of people are talking about Mercedes Moné recently, her debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling, her lack of a debut in All Elite Wrestling. But what's going on with Naomi? Well, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has provided an update saying that Naomi, also known as Trinity Fatu, hasn't wrestled since May when she walked out of WWE Raw and was suspended. Fightful has learned a little bit more about her status and how things went down. According to Fightful, their sources are claiming, and they have long claimed, that not only was Naomi's contract close to expiring at the time of the walkout, but that both sides seem excited to extend the contract. Specifically, Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that they were told that Naomi was likely headed for the biggest money contract of her career before things got derailed by the situation back in May that led to she and Sasha Banks walking out of the business. There were sources in the fall who claimed that Trinity maintained positive contact with WWE, though Fightful say they haven't been able to verify that, as it was kept close to the vest if so. In light of the Bloodlines acknowledgement ceremony, the many have been asking about her status, possibly for Raw on Monday. One WWE higher-up that Fightful spoke to also claimed that there had been contact between the two sides and that they are, quote, confident Naomi will be in WWE again. That higher-up did not provide a timetable, however. So, I mean, look, that's when I hear that, I feel really bad for her that, you know, she got caught up in this situation when she was on the verge of having the biggest money contract of her career. That sucks. That really, really sucks. Sasha Banks is going to be fine. She's doing the New Japan thing. She's doing movies, television, fashion. She's fine. Naomi, that's a little bit different. Yeah, she's been doing those fashion shows as well, but there's a lot of money on the table there. So here's hoping she goes back and she gets that money because certainly she deserves it. Now, spoilers ahead, if you don't want to be spoiled about possibly the cover art for WWE 2K23, if you care about that kind of thing. But I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on. Spoilers ahead, because possibly the cover art and release date for WWE 2K23 has possibly been leaked. Now, the cover and release date for WWE 2K23 have potentially been leaked ahead of the upcoming reveal. Many fans are expecting big things from WWE 2K23 following the game series getting back on track in the eyes of many with WWE 2K22. While WWE 2K haven't given us many official announcements about the upcoming release at the time of recording this, a game reveal will reportedly take place on January 28 ahead of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. It appears that some information about the game has been leaked, with Microsoft's store data miner, I'm going to absolutely butcher this name, so apologies, Agnomenti Lumia, stating in now deleted tweets that a cross-gen edition of the game will be released for Xbox consoles on March 17. An image of a cover design for the cross-gen edition was also shared, featuring none other than John Cena, following rumors that he will be featured in the upcoming game's 2K Showcase mode. As previously reported by Insider Gaming, individuals familiar with the game have indicated that 2K has an event slated for January 28 in San Antonio to reveal the first full look at WWE 2K23. Hands-on gameplay will be available at the event, and details will be shared on the game's 2K Showcase mode. In addition to this, a new game mode will reportedly be announced. More information on the game will reportedly be released on February 1st. Of course, John Cena, he last appeared for WWE on the December 30, 2022 edition of SmackDown, teaming with Kevin Owens to defeat Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. There have been conflicting reports about his WrestleMania status, with lots saying that he is going to be at the event. As far as his opponent, it's been rumoured it could be Austin Theory or Logan Paul, but we still don't know. The Tag Team Championships, of course, they've been split in the last couple of weeks, and a recent decision to defend two WWE Championships across both brands was identified as a Paul Levesque decision. It was previously revealed that whilst the Usos are the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Raw and SmackDown Championships would be defended separately on each show as appropriate. Dave Meltzer has revealed more of the thinking behind Triple H's creative decision in the new issue of Wrestling Observer newsletter, reporting, quote, "The idea right now on the tag team front is there are two sets of bouts. The Usos are champions, but the Raw and SmackDown bouts are different. This is a new Paul Levesque move, and it does allow the Usos to lose one set of the bouts and keep the other. It was explained to me that the hope is it makes fans think it's more likely somebody beats them for one set of the bouts." The Usos recently topped the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Tag Team 100 ranking and responded to criticism of the result. Jimmy and Jey Uso won the Raw Tag Team Championships in a winner-take-all match on SmackDown in May 2022. The Usos would defeat the tag team of RK Bro while defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championship simultaneously. The Usos are set for upcoming defenses of the tag titles separately, with one feud already determined. For the Raw Tag Team Championships, Judgment Day emerged victorious from a Tag Team Turmoil main event, which saw them gain the title shot against the Usos at the upcoming Raw 30th Anniversary Special on January 23. For the SmackDown Tag Team titles, last Friday's January 13 show had a big announcement about their future, including an upcoming tournament which will involve the likes of Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and the Viking Raiders too. We've got the ratings for this week's edition of NXT on the USA Network. Ratings have been revealed for the January 17 edition of NXT, which saw a dip in both the overall viewing figure and the key demographic. The episode saw the fallout of NXT's New Year's Evil event, which took place the previous week on January 10th and saw Bron Breakker successfully defend his NXT Championship against Men's Iron Survivor winner Grayson Waller. According to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, the January 17 edition of NXT drew a total of 600,000 viewers. The episode also recorded a 0.14 rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic, which advertisers tend to use to determine which shows will give them the biggest return on their investment. The overall viewership for the show was down 100,000 viewers from the previous week's 700,000, and the key demographic was down 0.01 from the previous week's 0.15 rating. The episode was also number 26 cable original in the key demographic. So down 100,000 viewers, that's quite significant, but again, NXT just for me is just not a show that really does all that much for me at the moment. And again, that's kind of in the target range of what you would expect for that show anyway. Kofi Kingston was on NXT this week. Of course, he's one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions with Xavier Woods, and he's revealed he's got a couple of years left on his contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. Kofi Kingston reportedly signed a new 5-year WWE contract in December 2019, having joined the company on a developmental deal in 2006. Speaking on Peter Rosenberg's Cheap Heat podcast, the 4-time Intercontinental Champion addressed his contract status, saying, quote, "I have a couple of years left on my contract. I never say in 2 years I'm going to be done. We always get on Mark Henry about this because he said he was going to retire for 12 years. I'm going to be done after this year." And all of a sudden he comes out in his stuff. "Vince told me they needed me, so I signed for another 5 years. Mark, come on, man. You ain't never retiring." We get on to him about that. Kingston would go on to discuss his view of the wrestling business, explaining, quote, "This industry is so unique and so fun and such a short period of our time of our lives, and I know it's very hard to walk away. What a lot of people miss about it, and from being on the roster and what I've been told, they miss the camaraderie in the locker room. Every now and then I see the transition happening where myself, Dolph, Miz, Randy, we're kind of the elder statesmen. Everyone else has gone through NXT, people who I didn't come up with, so you see the natural transition happening. But the camaraderie in the locker room, it's still there. Once that's gone, you don't really get it back. I've always said, as long as I'm having fun, I don't want to be the guy who comes to work every day and is complaining about being there. I'm not happy with a storyline, I'm pissed off about this. This job is so amazing that you should be feeling elated about it every single day. Obviously, there are ups and downs, we all know that, but overall, you shouldn't be coming to work and having it weigh on yourself, and you take it home and you're mad about what is going on at work, and now the quality of your life isn't what it should be." Of course, Kingston is part of the New Day with Xavier Woods and Big E, who is currently injured. Woods and Kingston will defend their recently won NXT Tag Team Championships against Pretty Deadly and Gallus at NXT Vengeance Day on February 4, 2023. Finally, an update on the WWE Network and Peacock and content that's not going to be on there, with news that the WWE Network and Peacock would no longer host Progress and ICW content, a question mark hung over WXW. On January 17, it was revealed that independent wrestling content would be discontinued on WWE Network, with Progress and ICW both confirming the news shortly thereafter. Dave Meltzer has provided an update on the status of WXW with regards to the WWE Network in the new Wrestling Observer newsletter, noting, quote, Tassilo Young of WXW said that their content will remain on Peacock and the WWE Network, saying that Progress and ICW have different terms in their contracts. Young is the COO of Westside Extreme Wrestling. Established in 2000 by Peter Vikers, it's the most recognizable export to WWE fans is current Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Gunther then called Walter made his WXW debut in 2007 and held the WXW Unified World Championship 3 times. The Germany-based promotion joined the WWE Network in 2020. But there you go, guys. That's the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts on today's WWE news stories in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.